This is what Streamer University is supposed to be. Omizi, talk to me.
About last year's Streamer University was quite simple. You hear the words university, so you think of classrooms, schools, higher learning, degrees, all of this stuff like that. But last year's Streamer University felt more like a content campus than an actual university.
I ain't the regular professor, nigga. I really let that bitch blow in.
Yo, I see motherfuckers talking about last year was better. I ain't gonna lie. This year was better. This year, bro, you seeing clips that's like, I don't know. Like last year had some clips too, but this year, I don't know. Them clips motherfucking hitting. Every time I get on my phone, I'm seeing some Streamer University shit. Plus, nigga, I was watching this shit. I'm not even gonna lie. Keep it a buck. I don't give a fuck, nigga. I watch certain streams, but since it was an event, if I was able to tap into a stream, I was. But these niggas was cutting the fuck up over there. Keep it a buck. Suburb, baby. Every day this nigga was throwing fucking hot Zaxby sauce or whatever the fuck they had. Baby powder or some old shit. Personally, not my vibe, but hey, you gotta do what you gotta do.
I don't give a fuck about this job.
India could walk in this goddamn room right now. I ain't never met her. She could turn her head and say, nigga, I need that. What fucking how much?
Like compared DDG and Benadon teaching, these niggas was obviously on some troll shit. But like Agent, Ludwig, I was seeing clips of them teaching. They was giving us some game. So like, yeah, I feel like it was more structure to this year's one. But last year one, people living off nostalgia.
I see how much
It still was fire, but Streamer University 2 is better.
I got my walk. You know what I'm saying? It just depends on what number you at.
While those are important life lessons that I think Benadon and DDG were teaching, this wasn't necessarily aligning with the concept of what a university actually is. This year, I think that there was a solve though. The professors from this year's Streamer University were brilliant. They were genius. He brought in creators to be professors that had expertise in content strategy, networking, branding, and production.
Out of a lot of things that I pay attention to the most, I pay attention to the classes on this campus, and genuinely, when you could just focus real quick and just listen in a lot of these people's classes, you're going to leave with something that you have learned brand new.
And for the first time, the classes felt like the most important thing at Streamer University. If you're new to this and you haven't already, please hit that subscribe button. It's going to go a long, long way for the channel. I think by the time this video uploads, we'll be at 180,000 subscribers.
I'm pretty sure I'm subscribed. Yeah, I'm gonna leave a like on this.
Woo. Community. Based on these lessons right here, we are only gonna grow to be bigger. So get in early while you can. Now, back into the video. This video that I'm making right now is probably one of the most important videos that I have made, because if you are somebody who is watching my channel in aspiration to be,
and I heard Ludwig was inviting some like some small streamers to go to the fucking stream games with him, right? I think that's what it was. Was it the stream games? Was it a award show or was it the stream games? But yeah, bro, Ludwig really came over there to teach. Agent really went over there to teach. And if you went over there, like niggas was missing out on Ludwig in Agent classes too. I seen a clip of Canel already on though. But I seen Canel was late. Nigga, if I'm in those classes and I got an opportunity to go to an event, get a sponsorship just off of actually paying attention, I would have been networking the fuck out of Ludwig. I would have been networking the fuck out of Agent. Keep it a buck. But Canel went crazy too, so I can't even talk about Canel.
Creator, you need to tap into this one. Last year, Agent 00's classes stood out because he approached teaching like it was a real responsibility. He didn't only enter these classrooms to entertain people or manufacture clips. He gave out the game that he so desperately desired in his years of coming up in content creation. And through all the years of learning these things, he put it into a package and presentation that could be easily digestible and could impact people. This year, Kaizenat seemingly expanded on this approach. And I think there's no better person to look at in this new expansion of this approach with the professor lineup than the person who won Professor of the Year in Ludwig.
This is an example of two separate videos that I've done. One where I recorded the intro beforehand, the other one where the intro is just from the stream. Look at the difference, bro. 70% of people were watching at the 1 minute, 12 second mark, and I recorded the intro. That was the Magic Chameleon one you just saw. The other intro, 41%. More than half the people left a minute in. By the way, that's a 2-hour video.
Not only did Ludwig create
half the people, and I recorded the intro. Look at the difference, bro. 70% of people were watching at the 1.
82% of viewers are still watching around the 30% mark. 30%, around the 30-second mark, which is above typical. So he got more views when he did the intro.
Okay. 12-second mark. When I recorded the
Or
intro, that
he
was the
held
best video
that
when you just saw.
attention
The other
more.
intro, 41%. More than half the people left a minute in. By the way, that's a 2-hour video.
Not only did Ludwig create some PowerPoints about some general concepts and ideas when it came to content creation, but he actually did a real deal deep dive into the pitfalls that a lot of content creators hop down into. If you have not, I suggest that you watch all of Ludwig's segments from top to toe. He looked at people's individual channels and gave them advice.
Works for YouTube. Your YouTube's bad though.
How can I improve it? Can you give me a 30-second rundown?
What an effort. You don't try. What do you do for your YouTube?
I think of ideas for streaming, I double dip.
Like, does the editor take it, or do you go, hey editor, we're gonna do this. This is how I want to package it, or do you just fucking let them do their
I
thing?
let him do his thing.
Every single week, I get into a call with every single one of my editors. I tell them the game plan for that week.
And in an act
I feel like Ludwig and I'm gonna say Joe Bart, these two niggas be approaching this shit like it's a business, bro. And I respect the fuck out of that. Like this nigga Joe Bart schedules his streams like a week, 2 weeks ahead, I'm pretty sure. Like he executing the fuck out of his shit. So he knowing, okay, this stream, this editor, this video, you got a system that's working for him. So I feel like when you're in the content shit and you kind of like the phase I'm in now, where you kind of just kind of like somewhat trying to find your niche, trying to find what was working, was not working, was doing, was not doing. You could take a lot of the shit they doing, like a stream schedule, and approaching your streams to get content out of it. If you're making that the purpose of that shit, it's gonna be a lot easier to grow, because you don't want to just get on live stream just streaming and not knowing what the fuck you got going on. You gotta, gotta make some shit work.
that almost brought me to tears. He even advocated for those behind the scenes when it comes to creating content, helping the creators get their content out to the world.
Because you lost someone really good. It's not easy to find a good editor. You could have had an awesome editor. He would have devoted to you all his time, his life. He would have crushed it. You fucked up.
I'm a crumb.
So now you have to find another editor. You have to give them a reasonable workload. And then if they're good, you hold on to them and you pay them what they're worth. You know what my editors make?
Yo.
Hundreds of thousands.
While I'm seeing clips of this nigga like getting violated, like everybody just taking off his fucking hat. Everybody, like, why you even got a do-rag on, gang? Is it to cover that line? I'm not. All right. My bad. I don't mean to fry bro ass up. It's the same reason why like I be seeing niggas have like bonnets on, but they got my haircut. What the fuck do you have a bonnet on for? Like shit, just shit like that be.
His advice matters because it
Give
came
me the
from
ick, bro.
years, and I do mean years of creating content, building live events, and consistently creating good performing content. He challenged the generic motivational content of consistency, dream it, wish it, want it, do it, that a lot of these YouTube gurus and advice people give out. Believing in yourself doesn't automatically mean that people are gonna watch your content or that you even made good content. And consistency does not help when someone repeatedly makes content viewers don't want to watch. But it wasn't just him. Streamer Senna did a really good job in her performance as a teacher by talking about the importance of building a network as a way to further your career as a content creator.
I was doing good in 2023. I got viewers, you know what I mean? I was sitting at like 2K, whatever. I did that collab with
What class was Senna teaching? I didn't even peep her shit.
Egypt, changed my life.
I forgot
And
she was a
from there,
professor.
I met Ray, I met Kai, I met everyone, and I kept meeting all these people that I'm still friends with to this day, okay? Not only did I make friends and make networking connections, I grew, and we all grew, you know what I mean? It was amazing. Asian and I did our Zombies marathon. We both hit sub records. The reason I bring that up is because leeching is a term that I think has ruined streaming, because y'all are so scared to like interact with one another, and you don't want to like piss each other off, and it will ruin your time here. Because that's what this is for.
Mind you, for the most part, this is a...
Now, her saying that, I do agree with that. But at the same time, a lot of these bigger streamers are not approachable. I'm going to say that. Like, I done seen clips of smaller... But then again, a lot of times, these smaller streamers, especially at Streamer University, they walking up to these bigger creators and doing some, like, overtly, like, what the fuck are you doing type shit. Like walking up and not even have no genuine interaction with the person. They immediately going for the clip. And that could come off as distasteful if it's not like some natural shit. You kind of got to read the room with that shit. And a lot of smaller creators, when they get in a event like Streamer University and it's like, okay, I got 5 days to make the best clips, to network with as much people as I can, they immediately think content. And I don't think that's the best way you can go about that shit. Like, if I was going there, I'd immediately jump in that portal, hitting up niggas that's around my viewership, and we coming up with ideas together to do on stream. I'm not gonna rely on, okay, I gotta get around this creator to get this clip. I gotta get around this person to do this. Like, it just won't, it's not gonna be good for you.
Classroom full of small creators taking in this advice, and small creators constantly say they need connections, they need the bigger name to make content with them. And if you look at that Aisha Sophie video that we talked about just a couple of days ago, this is the exact class that she needed.
I've been seeing so much clips of her too. She been crying too fucking much, talking about, oh my god, I don't have any views. Meanwhile, 5K concurrent viewer. Like, do you know how much 5K on Twitch is? That's enough to change your situation. I hope you know that. Not to mention, you already have other streams of income. You have, I don't know how much followers on Instagram. I seen Canel was getting on your ass. But, bro, you know how much motherfuckers that would love to take your spot and you just doing nothing but complaining the whole fucking time? I don't know.
Even though she did get this lesson IRL from Senna, but overall, while the smaller creators are saying that they need these connections in order to go big, they don't necessarily know how to establish said connection. You open up the idea that a connection won't just build a career for you, it may be a stepping stone of it all, but what you do after that is very important. Overall, this year's professors covered different areas of the industry that are pivotal to being a greater content creator instead of just giving this broad general advice about content creation. The classes felt way more intentional because each professor is teaching from something they have personally experienced. And I think that bringing in the experienced creators gave the students access to better information, but Streamer University became more valuable because ultimately those lessons expanded well beyond the classroom. Instead of just telling students how to be successful, professors like Agent literally put them through exercises that forced them to think and operate like real creators.
Yo, Josh. Yeah. I need to tell you before this experience is over. Change your name, bro. Change it? Take the f***ing part out, but take the f***ing out, though. It's a V. I'm not calling you flipping Josh, right? So I saw fucking Josh, you fucking Josh to me. But eventually, you know, you're gonna be fucking broke because you can't no fucking brand deals. So you want to get a fucking brand deal, you know what I'm saying? They're not gonna want to fuck with a fucking Josh, even if you're a great fucking dude.
I mean, that's just solid advice.
Hey, real nigga shit. Why would you put a curse word in your name, gang?
You remember in school you had that one professor that was strict about the hours that they were operating? You might have had questions when you got home or over the weekend, but you couldn't really give communication to them. But then you probably had that one professor that was willing and able to answer emails. If you saw them out in public, you were able to ask them questions. They hung around the school and stuff like that. Those were the best professors. And Agent 00 and a lot of the other streamer professors at Streamer University were exemplifying what a good professor should be. Agent took his role as professor extremely seriously. His presentation/classes were informative and they put things into perspective for the students. Agent was teaching them that it's beyond the viral clips and the larger viewer counts. Successful content usually requires planning, structure, packaging, collaboration, and clear reason for a viewer.
That's what I'm saying, bro. You gotta plan your shit out. That way it's a lot easier to execute. Like, for example, I knew I wanted to come on this bitch and watch the Avengers trailer. That's the first thing. I went the whole day without even watching the trailer because I'm like, okay, I'm gonna say this for the stream. And then now, okay, we got random videos we're gonna react to. I got a playlist, got a Discord. Let's go find some videos, and I line them bitches up before I even get on the stream. Why? Because I don't want to be sitting on stream letting 10-15 minutes pass by trying to find some content. No, that's how you lose viewers. And yeah, I don't have a million people in here, but eventually when shit get to pop, I got a community. I want to keep those people engaged, whether I'm just playing alerts, talking to niggas, watching a video, listen to some shit in between content. I don't know. Just simple shit to be more engaging and effective. Like, shit really work like a business, bro. When you think about it like that, I feel like, yeah, you still want to have like that natural, you know, you want to keep it natural to where like you having fun with this shit. But at the same time, you don't want to, I don't know the word for it. You don't want to not lock in with this shit, if that makes sense.
to stay and for a brand to connect with you. But outside of the random advice that he would give to content creators that were walking around the campuses and stuff like that,
I couldn't think
one
of
of
the
the
word.
best things that he did is
You
take
get what
an
I'm
idea
saying.
that I know from personal experience that Agent loves and bring it to the main stage in his content creator Shark Tank.
Hi, Shark.
So my name is Clarence NYC.
I'm Fumi Bean.
I'm Coach Corey, and I'm Pudgy.
Today we're gonna present the Great
Yo,
Reset.
the
which
pudgy
is,
nigga. This nigga been funny as hell. What is this collab though? What's going on?
a 7-day course of resetting your mind, reclaiming your body, and reinventing your style.
All right, it's a no for me, dog. I heard your idea.
Oh, this was the streaming idea. I remember this segment. Good segment.
I believe in the concept, but it's a very expensive concept. It's a no for me.
Agent loves this Shark Tank idea, guys. I think the activity forced content creators to critically think. I think a lot of the ideology and thought process behind content creation is just cut the camera on and go. Go out there, react, and do all these other things. Oh, I have this idea of a plan or a concept of a thought, and it's fire, so I want to go and execute it. But this class and this exercise, purposefully made content creators think about the logistics behind it all. Is this really doable? I have a budget of $10,000, I think was on the line. And can we get this done within budget? And in the example with the flipping Josh, he gave him solid and sound advice that sounds like a no-brainer, but again, because of what I said earlier, how content creators are just so on the go,
You kind of remind me of Burberry Airy
mindset. It never really connected with him until Agent said it. A simple name change can go so far. Just taking out some of the cursing or taking out some of the explicit content that you put out there can literally separate you from making $0 in brand deals to, hundreds of thousands or limitless amount of money in brand deals.
I'm just noticing Omizi's shirt, the Magneto. This shit tough.
Based off of that clip that we had seen, it seemed like nobody had ever even forced Josh to critically think about what may be the consequences of having in your name as opposed to something totally different. Josh could have had the best content in the world and it would have all had to have been funded by his own pockets and never with sponsorship dollars, simply due to the fact that Nickelodeon, Adidas, Puma, or whoever wouldn't be willing to tie their name to somebody with a curse word in the name.
But eventually, you're gonna be broke because you can't no brand deals. So you want to get a fucking brand deal, you know what I'm saying? They're not gonna want to fuck with a fucking Josh, even if you're a great fucking dude.
And that's why the university aspect of it is all so important. This stuff expanded so far beyond the class. The way that the professors moved this year made content creation become more of a universal lifestyle 24/7 talking point, as opposed to, hey, we're attending this hour-long class here. Once we leave, we
Is
can
Archie
kinda put
gay?
that stuff
Nothing wrong with being gay, but I don't know. You got a little sass right here, my boy.
as opposed to, hey, we're attending this hour-long class here. Once we leave, we can kind of put that stuff to the back of our minds. I think the best part of all of it is that
Ludwig.
flipping Josh, or whatever his new name is,
Tell
was
me.
receptive of the idea.
Oh, he already changed it. Oh, yeah. Nigga.
Hey, gotta let the really goats, man.
Hell yeah, bro. I love that for you, man.
It shows that Josh is more coachable, and I think that being coachable doesn't
I love that. He already changed it. Oh, yeah. Nigga.
Hey, gotta let the really goats, man.
Hell yeah, bro. I love that for you, man.
It shows that Josh is more coachable, and I think that being coachable doesn't mean just taking the
That's what's
content
up.
creator says for 100% face value. It means considering the criticism, understanding the logic
Gotta be
behind
coachable,
what it
man.
says, and then changing only if the advice then makes sense. I like the Shark Tank idea because it was a realistic look at what happens when ideas meet actual criticism. Some concepts sounded cool and exciting until the judges kind of questioned the budget or execution or the audience and all that stuff.
This idea feels like a bunch of ideas conjoined together. I actually have the very unique experience of doing something like this, like a weight loss marathon. We did it for 10 days, and we made the mistake of spending a ton of money on things that we did not need to spend money on. It did not add much to the actual content. The loss was worth it. It was phenomenal content, but I'm not gonna do something that crazy again unless the price justified a thing.
But the impact of Streamer University cannot be measured by one change that's made while you're at the event. The real results show when the streamers go home and have to apply those lessons that they learned in real time.
Yo, bro, what I don't want to hear is 8 months from now when Kai's booting up his next Stream University. Damn, man, all the people from this Stream University didn't take it seriously. You got the opportunity to come here. Do you know how rare this is? You are on one of the coolest events ever
Yo, I heard a stat saying it's harder to get into Streamer University than it is to get into Harvard or some. It was some crazy shit I heard. I feel like it's not hard if you going crazy though. Like it's hard if you're a one viewer streamer. yeah, it's hard then. But if you going crazy being consistent and you got a little bit of traction and you make a video, you making it known that you're applying, your odds of getting in is a lot higher. And do I feel like that's wrong that that's the case? No, because you should have people in here that's actually working, that got skin in the game, that's doing this shit right. But yeah, man, if you want to get into some shit like this, you just gotta work on yourself, work on your content, get better at that. And then ultimately it's gonna pay off regardless if you get into streamer you or if you don't get into streaming. You should want this for yourself at the end of the day.
In streaming history, and you're giving it your all while you're here, and then you're gonna go home, and the expectation is you're gonna continue to give it your all. So I need y'all to really take this seriously. Streaming is fun, but the same way basketball is fun, hoopers are expected to hoop when hooping might not be that fun, when they gotta run laps, when they might be hurt, when they might be tired, when there might be stuff going on in their lives. So, you know, streaming's not the hardest job in the world, but the more seriously you take it, I guarantee you will see way.
I dare you to let me build you a completely free e-commerce store preloaded with 20 handpicked products that are trending all over the world.
Look how this nigga looking at
basically
me,
valid.
Way more dividends.
At this point, Kai Cenat and the other professors at Streamer University have given these students exposure, mentorship, networking, and practical experience, and access to millions of viewers. Streamer University now looks bigger than just some sort of creator event, but more streaming bootcamp or content creation / talent development program. But at the end of the day, Kai Cenat cannot give these streamers and content creators the discipline or the consistency or the audience retention or a clear creator identity. And he also can't force them to take the lessons that they learned while they were there back home to the crib and then apply them in real life. The real test comes now. Streamer University's last day is today, and going forward, they will have to take all the notes, all of the videos, and all of the things that they learned while they were on campus and apply them in real life. Mind you, the audience that they once saw, based off of the statistics that Ludwig brought to the forefront, will most likely dissipate. The people that they built relationships with will go on to their own.
Everybody should expect a huge drop off. For one, people was cycling through different creators' channels just to see different perspectives. And a lot of people, you know, still gonna follow this person, but they might not tune in as much. But if you went crazy enough, you could hold a lot of these people and build off of that. And nothing wrong with that. You should expect a drop off because the majority of viewership coming from Kai. Kai is the number one streamer. So, my nigga, what do you expect? But it is based off of what you do after, you know?
Corners of the map and most likely burrow into their own attempt at becoming some sort of big content creator. And this is where you need to really focus in on developing relationships and maintaining them, developing those good habits and maintaining them, and work on the craft with the tools and skills that you were given during these past few days at Streamer University. They need to develop formats and storylines that work without the major creators being around them. They need to turn that temporary exposure into people who return regularly. Last year, Streamer University proved that it could produce entertaining content, but this year's Streamer University to me proved that it can.
Yo, I'm looking at the people they had in class.
Prove that it can.
Deadass, the only nigga I know from right here is Corey.
It produce entertaining content, but
and Rod.
This year's Streamer University.
Like, can we get like an update on any of these people?
University to me proved that it can develop better creators. The event can provide the education, they can provide all the resources, they can provide the tidbits and the tips and the tricks, but the students are then responsible for what happens afterwards. And I think it would be a decent litmus test to judge Streamer University based off of the streamers who succeed and continue to grow once they leave the campus. And I think that's what makes this year so different than last year. The biggest criticism of last year's Streamer University was that it was filled with just content and the school part was missing out. The school was more of like a place and space for the content event to be held as opposed to it actually teaching people how to maintain viewership and get real life lessons. This year, I do believe that Kai Cenat addressed that criticism. He took what Agent 00 did last year in his class that made him win Professor of the Year and implement that into other professors that he would bring in who would have their own expertise about how to be better content creators. Ludwig gave students an honest reality check. Senna taught them how relationships relationships create opportunities. Agent explained the strategy behind successful content and forced students to defend their ideas. Streamer University feels much, much closer to their namesake as opposed to just, you know, a place and space where people get their content on. It's not because it has the classrooms, not because it has famous creators, all professors, but because the lessons could genuinely improve a student's career. And I'll say this to any student who may be watching this video that just attended Streamer University. I don't think that people really realize how much people would pay to sit in the position that they sit in. And not just from a perspective of exposure, but I myself would pay tons of money to have.
Yo, if you over the age of, hold on, you can't even see because my camera. If you are over the age of 14 and you are out here posted up, job application you right the fuck now. Because, bro, what are you doing in this Arkansas heat just to look at niggas and get
just
pictures?
From a perspective of exposure, but I myself would pay tons of money to have Agent 00 look at my channel and give it criticisms, to have Ludwig look at my channel.
Hey, and that's one thing I want. I ain't gonna lie, because I know it's a lot of shit I could work on. For one, consistency, maybe the content I post. To have an established person like a Ludwig or an Agent to look at your shit and evaluate you. Excuse me, that was fucking disgusting. That's huge. You should take every advice they give you, every bit of advice.
Criticisms, to have Senna talk about, you know, how I can network better. Those things are so invaluable and for the most part inaccessible. You can't just DM these people.
I'm getting this cash. I'm getting this shit real fast. I'm leaving you niggas in the past. These diamonds on my ring, they flash.
Hey, got a new bitch that I had to dash. Hey.